back on that one. First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC. I do more than just make screen paints. I've been building and designing computers, and I design my own game systems and stuff like that. I develop gaming screen paints, and I really don't believe. I've been doing console gaming for a very long time. I mean, very long time. Vector graphics, Palm, all that stuff. I've been blessed to be able to be around a lot of console systems. But gee whiz Louise, the way they're making console systems today, it is absolute trash. I mean, look, I'm not saying that the PlayStation is better than the Xbox and the Xbox is better than the PlayStation, but man, the overheating issues, poor hard drive capabilities, it's just horrible. I mean, these systems are trash. I'm sorry, but they're trash. If you're going to build systems where you're going to make them more and more like PC, have PC parts in them, you're going to have to give them proper airflow. You're going to have to give them liquid cooling systems, at least something. You definitely need to get them more and more memory, because they're going to be downloading games at 40 and 75 and 150 and 300 gigs. You're going to have to give them bigger hard drives. And then the how expensive it is to upgrade your system, it's freaking nuts. Now, I've seen the disaster of the PS5, I've seen the disaster of the Xbox system, and now I'm looking at the PlayStation Slim. And the reason why I knew this was going to become a nightmare is not this guy was just said something very important at the end of the day that I really needed to hear, but the reason why it's a disaster, because first things first, if you knew the PS5 was bricking, this thing was bricking from day one. Xbox and PS5 were bricking from day one. They were having all sorts of problems. Brick. I know people got it and just brick, just got one and just brick. All the only things were bricking. And then later on, it started to level up, but then they were having overheating issues and all kinds of problems with them. So if you knew these systems had bad air circulation and they were overheating, why would you make a smaller version of it that basically overheats just as fast? I just watched somebody do an unboxing, on the PS Slim, and the system shut off when he was trying to play Spider-Man. There's certain games that you can't play because they will basically cause the system to shut down. When we were playing Xbox 360, it was Halo. Halo was one of them. Gears of War was another one. Final Fantasy was another one. Samurai Showdown. Samurai Showdown was another game. Games that have high intense graphics where that GPU has to overwork and the system's going to heat up quite fast. There's no way in the world that guy hit there with a heat gun. That much heat should be in the system. These systems are trash. I'm sorry. I don't want to go out there and people say, oh, you're PC. I'm both at the end of the day. All right? I'm not going near that system with a 10-foot pole. I wouldn't even mod that thing at the end of the day. I'm not going near it, because that is too much money to spend. You got to remember, a gaming system is an investment. You're going to spend money for all these games. If you don't believe me, go through your gaming collection, add up all your games, and see how much money you just spent. You'd be just blown away on how much money you have paid for when it comes to games. Add up your downloads, see how much you paid at the end of the day. Movies, content, controllers, and add up how long, for a year long, how much you paid that $80, $50 or whatever for that subscription. So if you're putting out all this money, you mean to tell me they can't build you a decent gaming system? Come on, man. I come from the era of Dreamcast, man. The Atari, you never hear no nonsense like that happen from an Atari system. Never. Ever. You can play your Atari system all night, all day. It doesn't make a difference. You mean to tell me there's instructions in there telling you you can't play a game system that's a freaking game system? That's literally why I came with the channel. When I heard him say that, I was like, gee, you got to be kidding me. This is insane.
Extended gaming sessions and rendering demand. Even try going in for warranty-free PlayStation 5 Slim. You're going to want to also avoid overexertion. Extended gaming sessions and rendering demanding games for long periods can put additional strain on the console, leading it to overheat.
What the freak is that? Last I checked, to pay for a gaming system, right? That's what it's designed to do. That's why we got that whole high-powered GPU sitting inside of it. That's what they're designed to do, render amazing games. Are you kidding me? So I got a game system, yet I don't have a game system. That's like you getting a sports car. You can't take this thing over 50 miles an hour. Why? It'll explode. Well, what the freak would I buy it for? That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. I've never heard of money. I've been playing games for a very long time. I have never had a console system say that to me. The Dreamcast, I ran that thing from here, there, whatever, all night, all day. We all ran Dreamcast 24/7. We ran the system with no problem. The only thing that the Dreamcast had a problem with was the discs weren't reading correctly. That's it. This error. That's all. They fix that right away and you can read the disc. That's all. But man, even the Saturn games, and I don't know what kind of disc the Saturn games were pressed to, but you can literally take a Saturn game, you can sandpaper that sucker, and it would still run at the end of the day. I got Saturn games in my collection. I could still drop in my Saturn, and it would still run. All my console systems, my older model console systems, will run. Overheating on these things did pop up. They had problems with them, but they don't have them anymore. I have never had an overheating on a PS4, ever. And I run my system all the time. I leave it on sometimes. I'm watching movies off of it. Or sometimes I'm just streaming some music off of it. And it would just stay on all night and all day for a couple of days. Never had any problem with overheating, never. So what are these people building at the end of the day? What are they giving you guys at the end of the day? I mean, really, you guys are getting ripped off. I mean, you're really getting ripped off. If I didn't think the hard drive was bad enough, you literally have in the instructions, avoid. Well, what's the point of basically designing games that you can't play at the end of the day? Oh, we got Spider-Man here. It's an intensive game, but you actually can't play it because it will kill your system. That's what the 360s were doing. Playing Halo? No, no. Gears of War? No, no. Because you destroy your system that way. Any Modern Warfare? Oh, you were just asking for it. That's crazy.
Take breaks between gaming sessions to allow your console to cool down. You're going to also want to check.
You got to take gaming breaks on your console system so it can cool down. All that time they're telling you from the door that, look, I'm talking about both systems, not one. All that time they're telling you from the door that the systems don't have enough air circulation. You can't stick PC parts in a closed box system. You need air circulation. The parts that thing has in it are near PC. You can't have stuff like that and there was no air circulation. And then we turn around and put it in a slim. And I can see if we had like 10 or 20 videos, okay? But there's a whole bunch of people complaining about these things. And then you have to go inside to clean them out. You have to. You don't want to be in a somebody replacing the thermal paste with liquid metal. You really want to go in there and do that? Most people don't even want to touch it. Some people don't even want to bother with it on that level. So if you don't, you're damned. And if you do, well, you're damned too, because you got to go past your warranty.
Back for system updates. Regularly updating your PlayStation 5 system ensures that it is running efficiently and optimally. These updates often include performance improvements and bug fixes that can help prevent overheating. It also might be a good idea to consider...
That's a lie. Fixing a bug is not going to affect your system from overheating. It's air circulation and cooling that's going to affect your system from overheating. That's a lie. So you mean to tell me if I got a system running, no fans on it whatsoever, and it's inside of a lunchbox, and you mean to tell me an update is going to cause that system to cool down? How? He's reading. That's not his fault. He's done a fantastic job. But I think he's reading from what they're saying at the end of the day. So I'm not going by what he's not saying. He's actually reading what the Slim is actually saying in their manual, how you can improve the system. But no, that's definitely a lie.
External cooling solutions. If you're experiencing persistent overheating issues, you may want to consider using an external cooling solution such as cooling pads or fans designed for gaming consoles.
Nah, I literally just said that. Put a door. Yeah, gotta put a liquid cooling system on it. You know what fans do? Fans blow hot heat. That's all they do. They blow it from left to right. That's all they do. You have to liquid cool that thing. It has PC parts on it. It has an amazing CPU sitting on top of it. The CPU that they put on that thing is not designed to be used with the dinky fan they put on it. Put a high-powered CPU on it, they gave you a dinky fan.
You can also use aftermarket covers for your PlayStation 5 Slim that have a vent built into the cover where the air can go easily outside of the console. These can help improve airflow and dissipate heat more efficiently.
All right, so how come we didn't do this the first time around? We built the system. Why don't we add all that stuff that you have there in the manual onto the system so we don't have to buy anything extra to cool something down that we can't play because we're in fear of it's going to overheat?
Hopefully one of these methods did work for you and your PlayStation 5 Slim is no longer overheating. Now, in most cases, removing all the dust and cleaning your console will likely be the cause of why it's overheating, but also it depends on placement. If you have it in a cramped space,
He's reading from the manual, but no, the people who have them, they burnt out. The guy sat there, he opened his up out of a box, and his basically overheated right there from the spot. He just opened it up and played it. He didn't even get any time out of it. He's playing Spider-Man and just overheated. Right there, right from the box. Open it up, day one. Slim, burnout. Actually overheated. So he should have avoided that game altogether. You can't play that game because in fear it's going to overheat your system. Okay, there's a whole bunch of this. People got fans they're connected onto the back of them. Remind you something? Xbox 360, it had the same fans too. That's not going to fix the overheating issue at all, period. It's going to make you think you're cooling it down, but you're just not. Look, man, I took a Elite system and basically took the chassis out and took a drill bit with the punch a hole through it. I punched 4 holes into it. I had 4 80mm fans in there, intake and outtake fans to draw heat out of the system. And I had it run into a Molex adapter. It actually had its own dedicated power supply for the Elite system, and that system still burnt out. Yep, and it got to a point that I had to take one of them apart, literally take it and strip it down and take it apart, and got rid of that cheap thermal paste they had on it. I had to clean all that down, put on some good thermal paste. And fans don't do jack at all, period. That's just a gimmick. People are going to buy those. The minute a system starts having overheating issues, companies start manufacturing these third-party parts to make money, and people buy them because they think they're going to work. I think that's messed up. Now they're talking about vertical overheating. Jeez. Look, why is this Spider-Man overheating this thing like crazy? There's another person right out of the box. Overheating. My PS5 died. New PS5 Slim console unboxing comparison. Yeah, wow. There is no...
Earlier this year, my PlayStation 5 pretty much became unplayable. It overheated when I played some of the heavier, more intense battles of Final Fantasy 16. And I thought, alright, okay, it's been reported online that this is legal. Most PS5s overheat as well because of how intense those battles are. So I thought nothing of it. And then Spider-Man 2 came around. Spider-Man 2 overheated my PlayStation 5 7 times in the space of 3 years. And I did have my PlayStation 5 in tower mode as well, so I unplugged it and I laid it flat. And my PS5 didn't overheat once when I was lying it flat. But since then though, I got rid of that PlayStation 5 and I was using my girlfriend's because she doesn't use hers as much as the Xbox. Until now, until today, when I am going to miss those spike faceplates because they won't work on my new PlayStation 5 because I went out and bought a PlayStation 5 Slim. This is going to be moving forward the only PS5 that you can get, so grab an OG PS5 while you can, while stock's lasting. It doesn't have a handle here on the top like the original box, but the box is a lot smaller and a lot lighter than the OG PS5 box. Even on the back of the box has all of Sony's iconic gaming characters on there, and the original box has the PlayStation on there. Now, I've always thought the packaging of PlayStation consoles is always very flimsy. It's just terrible cardboard packaging that can easily rip. There's nothing really to it. They haven't put any really.
You know, if I want to be ruthless about this, I'll just take your console systems, rip out y'all parts, and put a PC in there. Just use your console case. Because, man, and freeze it down. It'll run much longer, much faster, much more sufficient. It's horrible. That's awful. How many systems he just bought? How much money you paid for right there? For that? He could have bought a PC by now. Wow. I know. I did it myself. I did it with console, so I'm to blame too. I did it myself. I bought a bunch of 360s. I bought 12 of them. At $500 a pop. So a little more than that.
DualSense controller. I don't think the DualSense controller is like the glossy of the PlayStation 3 is the smallest out of the lot. I also missed out the power button on the PS5 in the disc tray, but instead of the power button, I know the slower stuff. You've got little PlayStation 5 emblems there. But again, no screws, no screwdriver required. Put it up, I'm going to leave them in, you won't even see the stand because they'll be on this side.
You didn't say right out of the box? I'm not seeing anything right out of the box. Clickbait, did you not? Seven months. Yeah, that's never good. That's just not good at all. You got the first console that came out, it had problems. You get the second one, it's having the same problems as the first one. But at a rapid pace is happening due to the fact that it's a smaller box. 24 hours later, are you kidding me? Gee, people, don't you learn anything at the end of the day? Like, if you've seen the system having problems, why would you just go out and buy another one? Oh, the brakes failed on my car, but I'm going to go buy me another one. That's crazy. It's asking for it.
Here's to the moments that really matter. Here's to in the comments about.
I went through that whole Xbox 360 fiasco because I had a family I played online with every day, like my whole clan, all that stuff. So if I didn't have all that on it, I would have never went back to that system ever again. So I kept buying them. But I modded mine, so I pretty much got a couple of them, two of them to last long enough. But after that, I never went past the 360 unit again. I never bought a 360 item ever again because of that. That's why I went out and I bought the PS4 when I got a console system. Now, after seeing this fiasco, no, I'm PC for life. That's it. No more consoles. I'm done. Because I couldn't imagine if these are burning out at this rapid pace, unless they're going to come out with the next console systems and they're going to learn from their mistakes. But apparently they haven't, because they made a PS Slim version. It has the same problems as the other one. So they haven't learned. So that means the next ones could come out could be far worse than this. Let's go get yourself a PC and be done.
That I got right here, to me, is much more lightweight. You gave us these two plastic clips with like these little rubber end tips on it. Now, I'm a pretty positive guy for the most part, but for $541.74, I feel like they could have gave us something a little bit better than just these two little plastic pieces here. First off, I see myself losing those in about a week. Is that Sony's fault? No, but I feel like for $541.74, and yes, I'm gonna keep saying that number because I feel like we should have got something else besides these two little plastic clips. And how they work is you just basically sit them right in here and you just push them right in. Now, I'm not gonna lie, they actually are easy to put in. You just literally just push them in, and then from there, I can be able to sit this just like so, and it's gonna sit comfortably on the desk. I just feel like for that amount of money, I feel like we should have got something maybe a little bit sturdier. Maybe they could have made the pieces metal or something like that, because I feel like by week 3, somebody gonna be breaking these bad boys, and then they're gonna be looking for replacement parts, and you're gonna have to spend more money. So I just feel like there should have been something else with these, and I also feel like the vertical stand should have also been included with this. Again, we're spending $541.74. I'm sorry, y'all. I know nobody else was gonna talk about it, but listen, I gotta keep the version.
You gotta put that money out. Still, it's messed up.
With how Sony is, and then they good to go and just get it cracking. Me personally, I like how Sony handled it, and I also like how easy it is to be able to remove the plates, as well as how easy it is to remove the disk drive. Like literally, all you gotta do is just pull it apart, and then there's a pin connector that attaches to it. But I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I struggle getting this plate back on. Look, just watch for yourself. And then putting this plate back on, you just align it up to here, and then boom. Struggling over here, y'all. sure I'm supposed to align something. Okay, there we go. Whew, I was struggling. Hey, go ahead and cook me in the comments. It's all good. Don't judge me. Now, speaking of plates, man, I got some fire plates. I'm going to pull the OGP. You can actually find them. And the last thing I want to talk about from my experience, which I feel is, honestly, it's the most important and the sole reason why you're even thinking about buying this console to begin with, and that is gameplay. How has the gameplay been with me from a 24-hour perspective? Listen, I've been playing COD on this thing. I've been trying to finish that Spider-Man 2 game, which, that game is so good. But, like, I always get caught on the freaking side missions all the time instead of keeping my head straight and just going straight to the story. But anyway, gameplay to me has been smooth. I was somewhat concerned about this because of the smaller size and the smaller footprint. Like, would it actually be able to handle the gameplay and all of that while giving us that crispy 4K 120 hertz of smooth goodness? And before y'all PC people say something in the comments, I already know y'all about to go crazy.
Yeah.
What you got? Hertz. We know y'all out here crushing it with the frame rate. I'm just messing with y'all, man. It's all love. Hopefully one day consoles we can get there to them high frame rates too.
See, told you, you don't have a frame rates yet. Not yet. Y'all getting there. Y'all getting there. But they got to start giving y'all bigger boxes, man. Systems are going to start overheating. That's why you're having overheating issues. You putting PC parts in there. You have to have big cases for that. And it's funny because I keep telling people that, and they keep saying, "Oh no, we can use the compact cases. Well, keep catching on fire and burning out, and got all these to do videos on how to fix the mess at the end of the day." And yeah, you'll be going through all that. That's what you'll be doing.
But so far, man, in my 24-hour experience with the PS5 Slim here, it has been really good, man. I don't regret buying it not one bit. The size to me is perfect. I honestly wish the OG PS5 here was actually this size because I feel like it's the perfect size for a gaming console. Like, it's definitely on par with something like the Xbox Series S that I have.
And you might be one of the ones who basically didn't go through a burnout. But all these people right here all went through burnouts. That's like, what was it? What was the system was having? 360. I had multiple burnouts in 360s. I had people that never had one. I'm like, what kind of console you got at the end of the day? I like to buy that. Never had a red ring, ever. How would that be possible? And they played a lot of stressful games, same things we played. Yeah, you've been there playing online, like, wait, why is this character standing there? How come he's not moving? Then you hear a text, like, my system just burnt out. Like, I got red ring. And everybody else is having problems. So you could be one of the lucky ones who have never had a system burn out among everybody else that has them. So personally, I mean, like I said, I never looked too much into the Slims. I was looking at just the PS5. I'm not going near Slim. But after what I've seen, basically from the PS5 having such a lot of problems, Xbox Soul System had a lot of problems with it too on top of that. And again, the whole rig bring it, I don't care at the end of the day if it does have cooling system, I'm not touching one anyway, because of what I went through. But with the whole first system having problems, the second one's having the same problems too. Having the same overheating issues. And they leave a touch in the manual that you can't play certain games. It's a console system. You're supposed to be playing all those games, so no problem. You should never have that issue, especially when games are really good and you really want to get in there and just play long hours of it. You should be able to do it. Good luck with Skyrim. You know how long that game takes to complete.
Now Hulu on Disney Plus.
And that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at how many people, compared to how many people didn't have any problems on it.
What? Are you trying to tell me that there's a brand new PS5 Slim that completely out of nowhere dropped? We had no inclination of it coming whatsoever. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to happen. The Sony ponies are going to come galloping in, and I'm going to say I'm underwhelmed. The PS5 Slim is a true Slim console. No, it's not. Except the fact that they're actually not calling it the Slim. They're just calling it the PS5. That's it. So, like, technically I wasn't wrong. That there is no PS5 Slim. They call it now PS5 with Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive and PS5 Digital Edition. That PS5 with Ultra HD Blu-ray
auxiliary disk drive just rolls right at the top.
Yeah, so just a new model of the PS5. This is where I'm going to stand my ground and say I wasn't wrong. There is not a slim version. It is
No, Matt.
It's about 30% smaller. There was a PS3 Slim. There is a PS4 Slim. Now it's the PS5.
Wait, you realize that the PS4 Slim was also like, I don't know, 30% smaller?
Yeah, but they called it the Slim. I'm saying there's not a PS5 Slim.
Can't slim that thing too much.
So I would defend yourself. It does not. If it makes you feel better, run through what's actually new with this PS5. There is a new design. Now, I say new.
It's not.
It's refreshing.
No, it's not though.
Just because you're angry.
Yeah,
Just because you're angry because you're wrong.
I'm angry because the number one complaint about the PS5 is that it was the ugliest thing in the world, and all it did is make us
That's the number one.
more ugly.
The only thing is, we don't have
Yeah,
photos
I
to
said it
offer right
myself.
now.
You got mad at me because I said it. It's ugly.
We actually got our full hands on it. It just got announced. It is a two-tone design. It doesn't look like from the photos, but the top part is glossy and the bottom is matte, which is a strange choice. The reason for this is because the PS5 digital and the disc drive versions are actually physically the same. There's a little like mechanism where you just pop off the side, attach the
Sony
disc
has
drive.
innovated and given us a removable disc drive.
No, but seriously, that's actually good, right? If
Well,
you want, you
well,
buy yourself the
it
digital.
is.
Oh my goodness. It's just garbage. That's all. It's garbage. It is. It's garbage. Come on. They charge you all that money for a slim version. It ain't much difference than the other one. The only thing it gave you was easy 800 something gigabytes of freaking hard drive space. System overheats just like the rest of them because it's much faster because it's a smaller compressed system on top of that. And then on top of that, oh, come on. They really painted the wagon a different color. That's what they did. I'm done with console. That's it. I'm done. I don't see anything in the future console. I'm sticking to my older model right here. Yeah, I would gladly keep my PS4 over that one. At least my system lasts longer at the end of the day. And my new PC I'm building at the end of the day, yeah. Phew, my goodness, man. This is the gaming community now? Really? This is what it is? Man, I wish we can go back to the whole era of the Genesis, the NECs, all that stuff. That's when we had gaming. This stuff, man, is unbelievable. At least you got what you paid for. That's horrible. That's freaking horrible. I can't stomach this mess. I can't. This is not my gaming era. It isn't at all, period. No. Retro commercials of Neo Geo. Neo Geo taking out the console systems. These are the console wars you had. Neo Geo taking out all the console systems.
You wanted more power. Arcade by 4-dimensional graphics and 15-channel stereo sound. Neo Geo. No stopping stuff.
Toys R Us, man. I miss that, man. These are when you had game systems that were actually game systems that didn't have to worry about overheating. You could play as long as you want, as much as you want, have your friends come over. Man, all that, man. Nah. That's when I got rid of your 4 ports. N64 commercials. He was still rocking N64s. See, the problem is, what's the point of having state-of-the-art technology if the system doesn't last? You can't get 2 days out of it, 3 days out of it. There's no point.
When I decided to train for this, I heard it all. Jehu, you fool, this is the desert. Jehu, it's 110 degrees. Crazy thing.
Remember these.
I practice around 5-6 hours a day with the rumble pack.
Yeah, but we got superior graphics. We got this thing. Your systems don't last.
Very spiritual. Just you and the mountain and the snowball and the
You're literally being told you can't play games on a system that's designed to play games.
I warn you, snowboarders. Watch out for Jehu.
You ought to get a petition together. Really, y'all should get a petition together. All you console gamers, get a petition together, and basically have them give y'all better systems. Cause yeah, can't be sticking those compressed systems with all that power. Your system's going to overheat. I might go get Turok. I have Turok. I think I do have Turok. You think that's going to be a nightmare? I told you. Wait till GTA 6 comes out. Oh, man. Yeah, your systems are going to overheat like crazy. They're going to overheat. You can't play no GTA 6 on that thing. It's nowhere in the world. You know the overheating issues you're going to have with GTA 6? You know how many hours people put into GTA 6? Or GTA, any Grand Theft Auto? There is no way in the world you're going to be able to run that game off there. At all. Without the system overheat. It literally said no high intense games. You know what GTA is, right? Watch. You're going to see it. Guarantee it. Mark my words. Watch. I'm going to come back in and say, I told you so. That's messed up. And I'm not sitting there saying, well, you know, hey, the console's sucking all that. No, not saying at all. They ripped you off. That's what they did. And if you knew the first console was having that problem, why would you make a smaller version of it that has the exact same problems? I would lose it. If they sat there and I read an instruction which said, oh, you can't play high intense games off of it. Okay, so what was the purpose of putting the high graphic card? Oh, nah, I'm done. I'm not going anywhere near any more consoles ever again. This is where I'm staying. I'm in the PC world from now on. That's it. I'm done. I know I'm not going to go ranking like, oh, PC Master Race Stones. I'm going to play my old console systems, like my PS4 and my Dreamcast and my Nintendos and my Genesis and all them. I'm playing those games, which I can still play today with no problem whatsoever. No problems whatsoever, especially my Dreamcast, which I'm bringing over here. Man, I just never thought I would see a day when I was being told that I couldn't use a console. You know how many people are going to get hurt by this are people that want to stick, and no matter what you tell them at the end of the day, they're going to believe that, hey, no, that system doesn't do that, and doesn't do this, and doesn't do that, and blah, blah, blah. It does. They poorly built your machine. What the heck is this for? It takes the 420. We turn his side? Wicked! Now see, this is what I'm talking about, people. This is why I'm never going back. I'm done. No, I'm never going back, I'm done. I'm gonna build my monster. That's what I'm gonna do. This thing turns on its side, look at that. I'm turning mine on its side. And it takes the 420. That's what I was looking for. It's funny because I was sitting there like, what takes a 420? What takes a 420? And here it is right here. And it's only 150 bucks. Which is for 135. 135, 150, 135, 150. Oh, they got the different ones. I'm gonna get that red one. That's very nice too. It kind of looks like a toaster oven, I swear. Tell me it doesn't. Recommend for gaming. Yeah, full tower. This is what we need too. Oh, this is perfect. All right. Oh, I'm at it. I need a HDMI switcher with a USB power. Because we're going to run a RetroPie through the retro box back there. I want to be able to play all my retro games on Steam and then switch out my HDMI so I can switch from HDMI back to the projector back and forth. So we're going to run a RetroPie system through there too. We're going to have more games. Install one of these in the PC. And that way we can hook this up. We can power through USB, which is not a problem. And then after that, we're going to run one HDMI for the PC and one HDMI for the RetroPie. And that'll allow me to switch back and forth. Of course, you're going to have remote control switch boxes. No, this is not what they're looking to. Yeah, it's disappointing. Disappointing. It is. I already thought that I mean, I said console was going to end sooner or later. But come on, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, you got one system burns out, another one burns out. And the Xbox does the same thing too. I looked into all that too. It has problems too, just like so. And the hard drive space. So come on, you had a second chance to do it again. And you put a terabyte, which is not even a full terabyte. You can't even say it's a terabyte. It's not a full terabyte. It's 800 something. That's not a full terabyte. That's so frustrating. It's not even funny how frustrating that is. And I'm a console gamer too. I would like to buy one of those systems, but I'm not going to buy something that I got to turn on. I got to dump money into after I already paid for it. That's what you do with PC. You pay for the system, you dump more money into it to upgrade. And then I'm told that I can't go do this and I can't do that. And now you're going to tell me at the end of the day that I can't play certain games with it and run the rest of my overheat and burn out on me? Man, no way in the freaking world am I going through that, man. What's the point of putting all that stuff all over it, man? And paying money for the chips and all that stuff. You gotta buy fans for it. I'm putting fans on the system that already has fans on it. Oh, that frustrated the daylights out of me. And you're gonna tell me that, oh, you can't play intense games on it. I wanted that mess with the 360 with that crap. I'm not trying to go backwards on that. But you can plug flash drives or memory cards, because that's checking where the thumb drives are. They're memory cards. Wait, what is this one? Yeah, I'm not happy about it. I'm gonna build me a good gaming PC. That's it, I'm done. That's a 420. That's a 420. So I can drop that, get a separate power supply. I'm going to put a power supply, 2 power supplies in this. Spend the money, be done with it. And I don't have to worry about it no more. I got Windows 11 coming in, update everything to Windows 11, done. I feel sorry for people investing the money into these machines at the end of the day. You should never be told that. It's a gaming system that you can't play certain games because it'll overheat. A nice setup. So we're going to be getting rid of that's going to be going pretty soon. My wall comes through here, which I told you my screen is coming through. It's going to be 8 feet high and 10 feet wide. It covers from this wall to this wall. That way, if we want to project, we can do a wrap around because we got the edge bending software coming in pretty soon, and allow me to hit this wall and this wall if we want to do it. We're going to finish out the floor, so the screen's going to be bouncing all the way to the edge of that. It's going to fill all this out and some of this over here because I want screens under my desk. So we're going to have projectors up under the desk so I can basically have all this light up underneath the bottom of the desk. Make that look pretty cool. And we're going to put a huge bookcase here on this section over here. This is going to stack my projectors and my some of my projectors I'm going to be using here and my PC cases over here. Over there, this is going to go right there. We're going to turn that into like a kind of a 3D hologram. Can work with holograms now. Fireplace, that's for there. I'm showing up, but that is pretty soon. All this stuff here is all going in storage. Put all that in storage and get rid of because I was supposed to. I haven't got around to it. The desk, all this is going to be off the desk. This is going to have nothing on it. Everything is going to be basically placed. Well, actually, on this side, we're going to have our case here and that case over here, which is going to be my main PC. And that case is going to be over there. Cool. This right here where the keeps the air clean, that's going to go over on my shelf system over there. It's going to take all this stuff, put it on the shelf system. And we won't be using this projector. That'll be our on-site projector. We're going to get a LG ultra short throw. There's small projectors for the setup over here, and we're going to get an LG ultra short throw projector over here because it's smaller. I think it's about that small. It's tiny. It's about half of this projector right here over there because it'll run that with 500 lumens with no problem on our technology. We won't have an issue with that. And we're going to take the desk and we're going to basically put a mat here because I don't want the desk getting damaged. And with the mat's going to have a kind of a anime design on it. So that way I can take my plexiglass and press it on top of it. And when I turn the projector off, you can see the anime pushing through. But that desk is going to be coated with a special screen paint. And that screen paint is going to allow me to run my projector. So my system basically comes up. It's a rail system. Comes across here and it stops here. It allows me to hook my projector onto it and hit it downward so I can see my screen. Then there's another box that connects to that. That connects into the projector, and that allows me for the projector to be able to drag and drop and manipulate what I want. There's a sensor that goes here, a sensor here, a sensor here, a sensor here, and that way I can go and work it on my desk. We won't need this anymore. I'll just be drawing, dragging, and dropping whatever I want. That's what I want to show up when the investors come in and check out some of the other technology. But the cardboard screen was just put up there for the time being. So we can paint something in to show the technology. But we got a big screen coming in. That screen too is going to cover all of this and all of this, so we can wrap things around the screen if we want to. So yeah, that's what we're converting the office into. And nothing's going to be touched, nothing's going to be moved or anything, so we don't touch or damage anything in the office or paint over anything. That's how it's going to be done. So for the person who came in and said, oh, your setup is trash, yeah, you have not seen my setups. You've seen, when I've done all the home theater setups, big screens outside, inside, and all that in the day, you don't know what I do at the end of the day, so da-da. Anyway, so that's how we're going to set everything up. Can't wait to get it all done. And yeah, and they can come in and see what I got been doing in here. I might even do a star ceiling. We're not touching the ceiling at all, but we're going to do a whatchamacallit on the ceiling with the projectors, a star projector set up in here. And we're going to finish tracing out the rest of the LED lights on here. Oh, and I forgot, giant virtual window right over there we're going to install in with our technology. That involves a giant screen. Giant virtual window we're going to put over in there. So if you ever seen the designs I do on my setups, yeah. Well, we always got people always got a habit of basically jumping before they look, before they don't look before they leap. I mean, all the different PCs I built, I've always had somebody in there running their mouths and flapping their gums about, oh, you don't know what you're doing. And then after it was done in design, it's all quiet as can be. Where you at? Where'd you go? Where did you go? And you're nowhere to be found. Whatever. Oh, man. Yeah, like these monsters. I was told, oh, you can't put a PC in a fish tank and it won't work. Thank God we do not listen to the naysayers. I got these videos called Paint Another World. This is where I turned entire rooms into different universes. There you are. This is all you have to do is type in. Companies come in and type this in called Paint Another World, and they can see exactly how we use multi-projector setups to change entire environments. So for the person who made the statement, you haven't researched my channel, have you? Yeah, I do stuff like this. I can convert entire rooms into completely different worlds. Like dropping into outer space. Now, interesting that room was, I can go in there and change the environment at will. And guess how much it cost me to set all that up? $60 for the projector we have over there, and that projector was a BenQ hitting on the floor. I paid $140 for it. That's it.
We're using the demonstration are extremely cheap. $270, $60 ultra short throw, and $140 for this.
And the same screen you see there is the same one down there. It's coated with our technology.
Okay, how you doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of the Screen Ambulance Projection Screen Paint using Ambulance Projection Technology game.
Walk around and see some of the cool stuff we were doing in my environment.
I decided to utilize my screen paints, which we developed, and also to utilize ideas and designs that I would like to be able to get everybody to do. And this is some of the projects we're working on. So this right here, this area is the lounge. This is basically set up for just chilling, watching movies, TV shows, and so forth. And then over here, I'm using
Projector mapping technology.
software and hardware to.
Should I make this a challenge too? You don't want this one, trust me. This is multi-projector setup application. It's a very, very interesting one. We would have to complete everything we did, including get the hardware that I use for projector mapping.
And we're using over there a 720p ultra short projector using the standard and hardware for light board. This is a mapping software. So I thought this would be a pretty cool design. It will show off. Now in here we have
235.1 projection screen. Ceiling completed at 180 inches. You want that challenge? And give you this one too.
also the ceiling is also
And I can operate that with lights on.
That is also using my 720p sign here and 720p sign there.
That's all 720p running.
So what I try to do is I try to do something different every time I design something in the home. Over here, I'm going to be getting ready to set up a screen for another ultra short projector for the setting here in the kitchen. And lights behind the back of the screen and some colors. But I'm trying to get this. There's not a lot of work involved in it. There's a lot of sanding and all the nonsense. Anytime you have to find that you're doing any form of fabric screen, I always advise you to find fabric screens because it shows so
Here's my projector set up for my mapping technology.
But other than that, basically, it's a very easy application to use. The hallway yet. In the back room. Here's the mini arcade room right here. I removed the door because I wanted to give it more of an effect.
Yeah, turn that room into an arcade.
Some lights up here and a curtain across here, and then this is going to be my snack area right there. The arcade room.
Before I get you biscuits.
This is 106-inch.
So yeah, I had an arcade room in there with a 106-inch portrait vertical screen in there. And that's the room that I took apart for Taco, so he can get his own room.
Screen. I have it set up on my computer here. Keyboard and mouse. Xbox 360 controller. And there's another setting for the projector. I built that stand so it can sit up. And my portrait.
So, and at the end of the day, be careful what you say at the end of the day about how I don't know how to basically design environments. That's what I do. Design environments, build the computer. Oh, by the way, let's go back here for a minute. What did that guy said about the PC at the end of the day? He said the old PC, something blah, 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 garbage or whatever. Yeah, see that right there? That's actually coming off that PC I got on the floor. It's the same one that I have either here or there is one of them, but I had 3 of them, but that's one of them. Gotta stop talking so much trash. I gotta keep coming in here and embarrassing y'all. Right there, see? Yeah, the one you call a piece of junk at the end of the day. I had that computer before I even knew you, before this joker came in there contacting me, calling me, crying on my account. I had that set up. I don't know jack. I can't stand when we get these new haters that come on and y'all run your mouths about my previous videos. Man, I can go back, man, 8 years and crush your stuff if I want. Come on, man, don't play with me at the end of the day. I build this stuff, man. I turned the entire floor into a circuit board, which I think we have in here too.
This right here is my
yeah, Japanese tea room. So Jamie was running his mouth telling me, oh, you got that big house, you ain't got a room. Dude, I do interior decorating, all that stuff, man. I do stuff on a level, man, you don't even understand at the end of the day. If I want to go change my environment, you see that paint in there? I custom designed that paint. I gave it a nice kind of reddish, kind of dark color to it, so it kind of popped. So I know how to decorate, all that stuff at the end of the day. Also, too, Mr. Fernando, I can sew, too, on top of that. You know that? Yeah. Been around for a long time. So I believe that anybody I meet that has a skill or a talent, I learn from them. So I can learn things at the end of the day, like how to paint and carpentry, plumbing, and all that stuff. I know that stuff at the end of the day. Instead of taking some piece of plywood and sticking it to a wall and saying, look, I got brick background. No, I'd have taken that wall down. If I had the ability and I got permission, I'd have stripped that wall right down to the far wall. You got to know how to do it at the end of the day. You don't know how to do it. That's why most people put a piece of wood up there, some fake brick on it. No, we're doing real brick at the end of the day. Exposed brick, that's how it's done.
Well, you can call it my Japanese tea room / office.
See that right there? Giant mouse pad, cordless, and I even got a little heater right there to put my coffee on, my tea on when I want to drink it. That right there is another 80-inch portrait mode screen. And see that paint color, that beautiful color? I made that color. Custom design that color to paint so it blends in nicely. If you get a red, it's like a fire engine red. You don't want a fire engine red. You want a kind of a burnt, dark red, but you don't want it too dark. Mix that paint better than Home Depot. There's my screen right there on my $60 projector that I paid for. And you couldn't even do that on a projector. You paid, what, $3,500 for? Yeah. How beautiful that image looks. And he was mad and upset about that. And I was showing you my teapot. That teapot was banging too. That's a nice one too. Had a little pressure gauge on everything. It was it speeded up really fast. So basically, to heat the tea up. This is the box I bought to basically put my tea bags in. Then he was in there ranting about that. To me, oh, you think you're better than anybody? Look, don't open your mouth at the end of the day if you ain't ready to get it kicked in. You understand how that works at the end of the day? Because I back it up. All right, so that's what I'm trying to explain to you, Mr. Fernando. Don't come on my channel crying and whining about this, that, and the other. I back things up. That's what I do. And at the end of the day, I don't feel like hearing you crying and whining. Oh, this no. Then back it up, man. I'm so tired of it, man. How many different environments I've constructed in my lifetime? So I wanted a Japanese tea room. I made a Japanese tea room. This guy sat there and cried about it now. Oh, just shut up. Just basically, good gracious, excuses, excuses. Yeah, man, this is an interesting job right here. So basically, I had to repaint all this all over again. I had to go in and put in a wooden top for this, so it blends in nicely. Got all the curtains, did all the research, got a nice little bonsai tree over there, got real China vases over here, some nice vases over here. Picked a nice teapot up and was hooking up that section there. I had to paint this whole entire place. And mind you, Mr. Fernando, I don't make excuses. I did all this while I had lung disease. While I was barely breathing, I painted this entire area out and hooked it up while I was sick. You're not sick, are you? What's your excuse? Jeez. Just like I got up and do every day. Did them freaking daily walks and talks. Dropping in 10,000, dropping in 12,000, 19,000, 20,000 steps. All that. Make excuses, man. So that the medication I was taking, that's the medication I was taking to breathe correctly. I just don't like it when people talk trash, can't back it up, but they want to cry about everybody else at the end of the day. Shut up. Cry too much. Back it up. Redid the white trim and everything. Replaced all the outlets, so yeah, outlets would match everything. And when the projector you call trash, there it is right there. Modem system, all them ready to wire all that in. And you see how this desk is set up? This desk is set up so basically you kneel down to this desk. So basically, traditional Japanese tables, you don't sit up at a chair like we do, you kneel down. It was very comfortable too. I liked it, giant mouse pad and everything. I was blessed to get a chance to build a lot of cool, interesting stuff. So if you think this is insane, well, I can't show you. My home front is amazing. I got my home front looking just like Cyberpunk. My entire sofa is made out of cardboard. I built it. Everything. It's quite impressive in there. Yeah. Wired in my security camera system, everything. I do all that stuff. Security cameras, all that stuff, everything. I learned to do security cameras before I even got into this field. I was installed cameras all over my house and stuff. We even had drones with cameras in them. Little remote control cars with cameras in them. I was obsessed with cameras. Anything I do, I always take it over maximum overload. I got my first security camera when I was living over on Park Avenue, and I got a camera installed over there, and I liked it. I was just sitting there all day long, sitting on the camera, watching other people walk by. Because, mind you, I lived in a violent neighborhood, and all you saw was just crackheads and drug dealers all day long. So I just sat there and was just sitting there, like, watching people's activity, like, this is crazy. Then my buddies were coming over, and there's like 5 people behind me eating cereal and snacks, watching security cameras. And the guy was like, I wonder what's going on in the back of the house. And I was like, huh. So I put a camera in the back of the house. Next thing I had about 13 or 14 cameras on my house watching everything. It was crazy. Crazy. So that's why I learned all about security cameras, using cat eye systems and all that stuff. Basically using infrared, all that stuff, even thermal heat. So same information I learned from that. I incorporated every place I got. Every place has cameras. Every place. So, yeah, Because never understood the whining and crying stuff, you know what I mean? I did all this stuff when I was sick. I'm not one to lay in my self-pity and cry. I'm not built that way. So here's my screen firing up right there. And did I have any breathing issues when I did this? Yeah, I did. I had a couple of them. I had a couple of really bad incidents that popped up. Paramedics came to my house quite a few times, some problems. But I refused to sit there and cry about it. Look at that right there. Turned the entire floor into a big grid. Do you have any idea how long it takes to wire that many LED lights into a room? And mind you, when you do them on the floor, they have to go in a pattern, like it's a circuit board, because then they'll look off if you don't.
What you can do with our products here. And I'm going to add an office shirt for this thing right here. Just have to buy another one.
And all the while, he's crying about my work at the end of the day. But yet he's contacting my landlord trying to get me removed out of the building. I told you, do stuff, you curse yourself at the end of the day. Now, I guarantee you, you are leaving that building. I guarantee you are. You're definitely going to leave it. I get a hold of your landlord, I got a whole file to send to him at the end of the day. I'm going to file charge, not file charge, I'm going to sue him at the end of the day if I find out he had anything to do or anything about that. And I want to know why your LLC is sitting on this building if he has nothing to do with it. I'm going to tell him right from the door. Well, if you got nothing to do with it, why is his LLC sitting on your building? Is it his business or yours? Oh yeah, I'm going to get you out of that building. I ain't got to lie about it. I ain't got to cheat nothing. You broke the law in that apartment complex. It goes against your lease. It means you have to be evicted from the building. I ain't got to make anything up. But you contacted my landlord and told him a whole bunch of lies about me, that I was selling drugs in this building. I was doing all this stuff illegally in this building, and wrote them an email and told them lies. Oh, I got your letter. So this time when I contact your landlord, it's going to be different. I don't have to lie about it. Everything you told, you done at the end of the day. All the crimes you committed happened in that apartment. So guess what? Bye-bye. You got to go. And you're going to get an eviction notice. You are. And I do want to talk to your landlord. As a matter of fact, like I said, when the process servers get out there, I want them to let them know where we're coming from, who we are, who's sending them, and how he can reach me personally. Give him my personal number. He can contact me, and we'll have a nice little talk. So, yeah, you go from there, buddy. Hey, this is in the garage. Now, see, if I went out and lied to your landlord and said things that weren't true, that'd get me in trouble. Also get me in trouble with my lord. But no, I'm going to tell him the truth. You violated my copyrights in that apartment. It's a very serious charge. I want to know, did you know that he was doing this in your apartment complex? Because his LLC, the company that violated my company, is sitting on your building. So explain to me about that. And that man's going to get nervous. That's a very serious charge. You're going to kick you out. That's what's going to happen. Because he's going to make it look like at the end of the day he had nothing to do with it. They're going to contact me back and say, Mr. Bird, I'm sorry about the inconvenience that you went through and why your company was attacked. And let you know that we did remove him from the building. I guarantee you. Watch. I guarantee you. Think I'm joking. I guarantee you. 100% it's going to happen. Because if he doesn't do it, then we sue him. Because your LLC sits in that building. Your business that violated my company, that violated my copyrights, is in on your LLC, right? All right, then. And we go after his building. And he's not going to fight for you at all. He's a businessman. He's going to cut you loose. He's got enough people in there to pay his bills. One person being lost, and he'll rent your apartment out to somebody else. You know, you think at the end of the day we'll get on camera, start crying like the other one who said people are harassing him. They're harassing you because your stuff is crap. That's why your stuff don't work. They're questioning him about his product and he don't like what they're questioning about, so he calls it harassment. As long as they can go out there and cheat people at the end of the day and people don't say nothing about it, then it's okay for them to do it. People start questioning about what they're doing, then it's harassment. Makes no difference, Mr. Your landlord is going to reach out to me. It's going to happen. Your neighbors are going to complain about these process servers coming to your front door to serve you for court. They're going to contact your landlord. That's what's going to happen. If you got anybody in that building that don't like it, I'm pretty sure you got a few people in there that don't, someone's going to contact us. And I want his number anyway. I want to have a nice little talk with him. So when he finds out that you use that apartment to violate some copyrights, you're gone. Goes against his own lease. He'll breach his own lease. And every lease in every apartment complex clearly states that if you commit any kind of crime within that building, on that property, you have to be removed. That's an automatic termination of your lease. The reason why it's put there is to keep the other tenants safe. If someone's in there selling guns, and someone's in there selling drugs, someone's in there doing something they shouldn't be doing, they have to go because you put other people at risk. And if the other people got risk, then the owner himself can be liable for lawsuits. So again, yeah, you got to go. It's within your lease. Yeah, who said they had invisible technology? Yeah, right. That's invisible technology in max out zone. See how black my screens are? I think I'm gonna basically start working on a design for the other one, for the other game paint. As soon as we get the i9 built, my new gaming system built, then we're gonna start working on a new gaming paint for that. It has to be rear projection. Has to be. Where is this at? Oh, this is a D5K. 9 years ago. That's a D5K. That's in the rented room. Wow. The D5K was a dark gray screen paint we made. Never set on the container, not ambient light projection. That's why I said when I looked at how dark that paint was, I'm like, wait a minute, not ambient light projection. How is your paint not ambient light projection? That's a D5K. Those screens basically are dark gray. And they can radiate in fully lit environments. Got the lights on, window open, all that stuff. How do your stuff not ambient light projection? Something don't sound right there. That's why I told you. They don't know what they're doing. Digital 4K crystal onyx. Yeah. That's right around the time when we started engineering black technology. You got a dark gray paint. It's not ambient light projection, really? That's 11 years ago. We were developing dark gray paints in order to be the same color as your UV mix, man. Same color as your Frankenstein. Who had it first? I would. I've been around longer than you have, Mr. Jamie. So how is it possible that your product is not ambient light projection and it's that dark? And it requires a 3,000 lumen to fire. That's a 2,000 lumen NEC. I didn't have a 3,000 because I couldn't afford them. So how in the world you couldn't get your product to fire? It's not ambient light projection. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Look at my description in there. See, we gave away for free. We're always giving stuff away for free. We put in blackout cloth. So 2 gallons, screen paint, 100 inch, 400 inch, 4.3, actually the oldest, 4.3, 16.9, 16.10, 235.1, 239.1. You guys don't even know, but you haven't done the screens yet. You should have done the screens already. Free. 9 by 12. Paint on blackout cloth. Perfect if you rent. 12-inch paint roller, paint pan roller. 12-inch roller, paint roller, 2 rolls of frog tape, and drop cloth. Yeah, we always gave out free stuff. We gave out the whole complete package for everybody. And decorate with these fake paints. At the end of the day, you can't pack your stuff up. And you're coming out with some dark gray paint. That's not ambient light projection? How is that possible? It's supposed to be ambient light projection technology. Oh, fake and phonies, fake and phonies, fake and phonies, but baloney. Baloney. These are my other environments I designed. We got a matching better challenge on this one too, I think we do. Yep, we do. Now people take these, where they paint the ceiling, they do the match like we have over here, and they make therapeutical rooms with our technology for people to come in and just relax. You hear the water rushing and all that, you can see all the beautiful fish, it's relaxing. And I can even have the lights on while I do it too, because our stuff is ambient light projection technology.
Okay, how we doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Burke. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens.
There's actually a match or better challenge. It has not been met yet. So I can change entire environments at will. Oh, is this the massive 178-inch 235.1 giant monster screen? Don't get mad about it at the end of the day. Gotta back your stuff up. Painted over mirrors, painted over screens, painted over everything. Tested their product, tested other people's products. That's my environment. Blinds open, condensed lighting on the screen, not way over here. And say, we got lighting in the environment. No, not way over here. Here. See the lighting? On the screen. On the screen. That's how it's done. I can't stand watching demonstrations where the light's way over here. Like, look, we got the light and the screen's on the floor. No. You built that spot, right? You should have put all your lighting underneath here so it would have contact with the screen. Why didn't you do that? You built the room. You know why? Because your screen would have washed out. That's why. I'm going to give out the fake illusion that your environment was well lit when it really wasn't. Jeez, man. Knockout certified, painting screens outside. Oh, here we go. This is the D5K2 also. So again, I gotta say this one more time. How in the world, Mr. Fernando, Crow Screen Paint Mixes, do you have a product that's not ambient light rejection technology and it's literally that dark? But on your page, you literally say that this paint can't be used for home use, it's used for commercial. Really? So how are you going to use a commercial product that's not ambient light rejection? Are you saying it doesn't require ambient light rejection technology? Because if you say that, anybody's going to laugh in your face. Everything requires ambient light rejection technology. That's the one place you're going to have the most ambient light in an environment. It's commercial. So you didn't do any demonstrations like this when you had your product?
Folks, mind you will not see tests like this on YouTube when it comes to that's the light bulb that's getting the screen. You won't see it figured out. Sorry about that.
I did this demonstration here in the rented room, and I did this demonstration again when I had the other house. Oh, I can't wait to get the Halo system built. Halo system in a commercial environment. That's going to be another challenge. New challenge coming up. Halo system. Halo systems mean you have to have a light wrapped around your screen. Light has to be actually pushing into your screen, and you have to do that in a commercial environment. That's the new one coming up. It'll be this week. This week, want to design a Halo system. Put it in. Another challenge coming up. Challenges are going to get brutal. They're going to get really brutal. You've seen what we posted, put in the ad. You ever heard of it? It's supposed to be we call it the cinema something. We gave it a crazy name, but it's actually one of the TV screens that we're going to bring out and show off pretty soon. And those tests underneath that technology, every single one is in commercial, and they're going to have challenges sitting on top of them. I plan to flood YouTube in challenges. All challenges will blot out the sun. Remember that on freaking 300? Then we will cry in the shade. That's what you guys are going to do. Because they said, we'll fight in the shade. You ain't fight nothing in the shade. We'll crush you there too. You challenge my company today. This is what's going to happen at the end of the day. He had to pull his black paint. You can't have black paint next to my technology in the day. That stuff got to go. Go make another one. See what happens. Make another black paint. We'll come in and buy that too. I'll get you to cancel out again. And you'll put more money back in my account. I guarantee you. Make another black paint. As a matter of fact, I challenge you to make a black paint. Let's see. What technology are you going to bring out for that we can take out real quick? I'll bring a Spartan and take your stuff out. I just choose which one I want. We got 483 of these paints at the end of the day, so we'll just spin the wheel and pick one. But I just make a new black paint, so I can crush that one too. I can get a cancellation on that one too. You challenge me in black technology. We develop black technology. We're the ones who engineer that stuff. You can't sit there and say at the end of the day you're gonna make a paint better than mine. You lost your mind. I can see at the end of the day, if you were saying, well, hey, look, I want to make a paint, I'm a black with paint, so, and you said something, well, his paint's pretty good, so and so and so, I'll give you props on that. Oh, yeah, he's making a black paint, it's really nice, so and go check it out. Because at the end of the day, you're not taking anything off my plate, man. The technology we have here, I can get contracts easy, very easy through companies, okay? I've been on site. I know how to make that money. So it's not hard for me to go out here and walk into anyone's business, pass them one of them cleaned up visible business cards and have them come here and see this technology and make money. It's not a problem for me. But you, on the other hand, you have not built the platform to be where I'm at right now. So if you had made a product and you were not doing that disrespectful nonsense, I would have basically gave shots out. Say, yeah, I got this guy on YouTube right now. He's making this black paint. It's really nice. It's a reasonable price. You guys should go check it out. I ain't got no problem with sharing the platform. I really don't. But for people at the end of the day that deliberately hunt down my company and try to destroy it, anything you make, I'm wrecking it. So you know from the door, anything you make, I'm going to design something to destroy it. Remember what I said about a diamond screen when they ticked me off? I said that anytime we design a screen, they're strictly designed to take out black diamond screens. Any technology we engineer is engineered to do it. Even that carbon black. Because we got a screen out there called the Omega, and we got a screen called the AdTech. But you've seen that thing draw sunlight in. So you think any diamond screen is going to be to compete with that thing at the end of the day? No way in the world. They're inside doing demonstrations, and we can go out in a parking lot and fire that thing off. And mind you, we're using a 5,000 projector. People are going to be operating that screen today. They're going to have 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 projectors pumping into that screen. You know what that's going to be overkill. So, yeah, when you make any other black paints, any products, we're coming to wipe them out. I'm going to get a cancellation on every item we design. If you're still around by the time we hit court. We'll make another one, see what happens to you. My customers. This is my customer outside. And you're worrying about window light. Why do you think companies at the end of the day don't come near me at all? Why do you think they don't? Companies that try to threaten my technology won't come near me with a 10-foot pole. This technology is made in 20 minutes. You know that? All this stuff is made in 20 minutes. Engineer the technology in 20 minutes. It can knock out all certified screens, ultra short compatible, and can look like TVs outside. Do you really think you would mess with a company that can do that in the day? I can design one product that can wipe an entire product line clean. Done it multiple times. I've knocked out 17, 18 certified screens in one hit. of one product that took us 20 minutes. The first test of a Phantom was able to knock out 16 screens at 10%. That's the record that screen has on it. 16 certifies at only 10% completed. AdTech could absorb 100,000 lux of direct sunlight at 60%. That's not even a finished product yet. Pretty crazy, isn't it? Yeah. So, you look at that. Look at the detail in that. 720p projector fired up outside. You look at that. That's the technology from a customer. You're not sitting there because he can't open up a curtain because the screen will wash out, and you don't have any customers at all, Mr. Rogers, because I haven't found any. I did find some older ones that were very upset by your product. Hot spotting, blottiness, and all that stuff, but that's your older products. The new stuff, I haven't found anything already on it yet. But yeah, if you had basically at the end of the day treated me a lot better and didn't disrespect me the way you did at the end of the day and think I was trash and you think you at the end of the day you were smarter than me and blah, 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 whose paint's still around? Yours or mine? Mine's still around. How many different versions of black technology do I have? I have more than I can actually count. How many do you have? One. How much testing have you at that product? None. How much testing have for my technology? Tons of it. How many customers have my technology compared to your black technology? Dozens of customers. Dozens. How many commercial environments have you been in with your technology? How many certified screens have you taken out with it? How many different forms of projectors have you put on? I can submerge black screens underwater if I want and still produce right through them. I can project a mapping. I can do whatever I want at the end of the day and develop the most advanced technology and still keep it at a price that's so cheap that even my customers can afford screens. That customer right there has a screen that's been tested to take out multiple certified $5,000, $6,000, and $7,000 projection screens. Do you have any idea what he has in his possession right there? When he goes outside to watch a movie, his neighbors envy him. They're on white screens that are completely washed out. And his screen looks like an OLED TV sitting outside on a projector that can cost him a lot of money at the end of the day. That's our track record of what we do. So, because you basically got on my bad side, you make any black screen paint, we'll come to buy. And I'll guarantee you will cancel out every single time. And if you cancel a state, I'll have my people come in different states and collect from you until you cancel all 50 states in the United States where you can't sell a product anywhere. Remember what I told you from the end of the day, Mr. Rogers, Mr. Danny? What did I say to you when you were making your product? I said, mind your business, didn't I? I knew you were hanging around with Crow. Crow gets people in a lot of trouble. He does. We tested a lot of his products are fake. What did I tell you? I said, stay away from him because he's trouble. Make your product. Sell your product. Make your money. Mind your business. You kept running your mouth. I said, I'm not the kind of person to play around with. If you wake me up on this nonsense, I will burn your harbor to the ground and I'll sink every last one of your ships. You won't be to sell jack when I get done with you. What's going on with you right now? You're shutting stuff down over there. This ain't the first time we shut them down. We shut them down multiple times. Got you to cancel out multiple times. Removing of states. Yeah, you move an entire state for one person? That's pretty bad. And was it worth it? And now you're going to go to court because I'm going to sue you for basically making statements about my products that weren't true and making false statements on YouTube saying that I basically canceled out an order when you never placed an order with my company ever. So have my receipt, sir. It's going to cost you $2 million. Yeah, I would run if I were you. Start deleting stuff as fast as you can. Get rid of your channels. Get as much rid of you can, as much as you can. So at least you can show when we get to court that you try to make some effort to clean the mess up. But I'm going to make sure that I'm going to get a written apology or on YouTube to announce that you apologize to me for what you have done. I don't care how much it hurts your product in the day. Shouldn't have did it to begin with. If you have my product, then you have my product. I know my product works 100% because I'm going to ask you to bring it back to me. I always ask for a ship back. We make sure our stuff is tested so everything works perfectly before we ship it out. So you're going to give me that apology. You're going to pay me a ton of money. You're definitely going to go to jail for touching my copyrights, for messing around with slander of my company, false rumors about my business, and basically duplicating one of our labels to make it look like it was our product. That's why the video went missing. He tried to make it sound like harassment. No, he's going to get sued. That's why they're running. So you make any paint, anything, we're going to take it out. Just like that. You don't make anything anymore. You don't make anymore. You're out of business. That's it. That's the end of it. Should have played nice with me. Played nice with me, man. You look like a smart guy at the end of the day. Like a very smart guy at the end of the day. You just don't basically know how to connect yourself to proper people at the end of the day. Hanging around with crows is a bad idea. Everybody at home with crows is now facing lawsuits and criminal charges. Everybody. Yeah, boy, talk about screwing up. But anyway, this is pretty fantastic. I like this. I gotta do a rear projection screen. Has he done a rear projection screen outside? Yeah, gotta send him up something. Now I met this guy because this guy bought like paint from us. I was like, wait a minute, he bought paint again and again, and he was buying a lot of paint from us. I was like, wait a minute, you selling this stuff? And he was like, no, not really, just like your paint, just buying it. I'm like, okay, because you know, if you're selling it, you know what I mean, we can give you a wholesale price, and that way you can basically make some money off of it if you want, you know what I mean? So he has an open contract with us. Anytime that he wants to basically decide to sell with us, because he did a lot of advertising for our company, he basically backed our company up, been there to help our company out. So any technology we get, he has title to it, including the limited edition rare screens. He's getting one of them. We have a screen we make once a year. Out of the legendaries, they're made 5 of them are made. We're going to do maybe 50, but now we got it down to 5. We're going to do 5 of these screens per month. And one of them is a very extreme rare one. He's getting one of them. He's going to get every single one of the screens we make. Anything we design, anything we engineer, he gets it. People who basically support our business, well, we hook them up. So yeah, he'll get one of the screens. He's going to get every single one of them. We have what, 6 or 7, maybe more than that, of the glass gamer screens. He'll get every last one of those. When the new TV screens come out from the AdTech, he gets one of those. Every last one. He did an outstanding job. There's another guy too who did the gunmetal. Trying to figure out who he is. I forgot. He's on my. I got his videos there, but I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to reach out to him. I know he's on my business account. We get in contact with him. He's getting one of those screens too for free because he did a nice video on that one. He went out and showed a demonstration of the gunmetal technology we developed. The one that Jamie said it came out too dark. Yep. And anyway, he did the demonstration. Very nice one with the white screen bursts back and forth. He's going to get a legendary too. I got a few people. I got about 10 of them pulling aside. I got people that are getting them for free. Yeah, did me a solid, I'll do you a solid. Somebody's like, oh man, are you gonna come out this crazy screen? Like, how rare do you think it's a get? Because he's gonna buy one. I was gonna buy one. I was like, yeah, man, we make them like once a year. He said, man, the chances of me getting one of them is gonna be crazy. I said, you ain't got to worry about that. We manufacture them, we make them. You want to send one of you free? You ain't gotta wait in line for that thing. It's gonna be sent to him for free. Because he did a ton of demonstrations for my company. And this is where this joker got mad and upset and started harassing him. Mr. Fernando. He started harassing this man for no reason at all because he came in and did demonstrations for my company and you got jealous over that and you called him a scammer and you say he was a part of this whole scam ordeal. Buddy boy, I cannot wait to get you in a courtroom. I'm going to tell you that right now. You have done so much dirt at the end of the day. The reason why I bring this up in these videos, because I can't wait to get him. You hear me when I talk about this? You hear my voice? I can't wait to get you in the courtroom. I can't wait. I'm going to make sure you never see the light of day when we get done with you. I'm going to make sure, Mr. Fernando, you are not going to be a free man for a very long time. You've done so much dirt. You have attacked people for no reason whatsoever because of your jealousy and hatred for our company. And God saw all that. God saw every bit of everything you did. You're going to pay for all of it. Yep. I'm going to make sure you don't get out of jail. It'll be the last thing. When you walk in that courtroom, you better make sure whatever you do that day before you go in that courtroom for that sentencing, make sure you make it the best time of your life, because I guarantee you that it'll be your last. Did too much. Did too much. That person came over, did amazing demonstrations for him. Good Christian man at the end of the day. Did some demonstrations for our company. We went out and we sent him over some more paint. He bought some more stuff from us. And he was doing honest demonstrations for us. And this guy went and attacked him. because he was mad at the end of the day. The guy went on YouTube and did the demonstration, which you guys lost in that demonstration. I know about it. How you lost in that demonstration. Yeah, you guys went and attacked him because you were mad at the end of the day. So, gentlemen, you're going to jail. I know I say it dozen over and over again, but you have no idea that I am more excited about seeing you in a courtroom next to a judge than my own ad tech technology making millions of dollars. I can't wait. And my Lord can hear it in my voice. He can't wait to bring you to justice. Still waiting for your attorneys to contact me and tell me I can't sue you and throw you in jail. Still waiting for that. I'll wait till tomorrow. See if anyone calls me or contacts me. 800 numbers right there. You can reach out to my company and you can have your attorney contact me and tell me that I don't have the rights to basically file charges against you. Well, we already did that. But basically sue you and throw you in jail for touching copyrights and everything else. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Still waiting. Never want to hear from a lawyer, are we? No. Because all my friends, majority of friends I have are lawyers. I have a lot of lawyer friends. And every single one that I bought that case, as a matter of fact, a friend of mine that I bought it up, the first things up to, and I wanted to know before I spend the money to go into court to get all this started and everything, do I have any rights? And he said, oh, heck yeah. My goodness. He said, are they slow, retarded? What's wrong with them at the end? They special needs? What's wrong with them? Yeah, he thought something was wrong with them, like something really wrong. They kids? I said, no, these are grown people. And they said, Mr. Bird, you got defamation over here. Whatever, using your face without your permission. We got doxing of addresses over here. He's going through the emails. They have harassed your company thousands of times. You guys are going, you're going to jail. You're never coming out. And then he's looking at the letters from the post office you guys were sending over and harassing my neighbors and stuff. He said, this alone right here is post office mail fraud. All this is post office mail fraud. And then the copyrights. They was like, oh, forget it. They're done. They're done. So every attorney I talked to told me the exact same thing. So like I said, if you don't believe me, Mr. Fernandez in denial stage, you go over and go to my company's information and you send that to your lawyer. Send him the link to my company with my copyrights on it. And you tell him to go in and research that copyright information to see if it's legit. And you haven't called me. Other than that, you're going to jail. Yeah. So everyone you basically hurt, people you ripped off from paint, I know, pretty sure there's plenty of people out there sitting out there scratching their head why this guy ripped them off. They're not going to take them to small claims court. You know why? It's not worth it. What you're going to file for the filing fees and all that stuff to go to court over a product that costs $50 to $90, they're not going to waste. They're just going to let it go, let them get away with it, and then basically just deal with it. That's what they're going to do. Because the filing fees are only going to be like $100. So that's not even worth going to court for at all, period. They're just going to let it go. That's what they're going to do. They just continue to rip people off. That's all. And they won't take them to court for it. But you touched the copyright at the end of the day. I'm taking you to court. And you did everything else on the face of something. I'm definitely taking you to court. And my family's suing you too. So yeah, you doxed their address. So they're going to take you to court and they're filing criminal charges against you. That's separate charges from us. So yeah. Ah, man. I'm ready to leave. I'm out of here. I'm done. Not doing game systems. I'm keeping my old console systems, not buying any more console systems. I'm done with console systems. I don't want them anymore. I'm building my i9 PC. I'm going to build my custom gaming screen and rear red projection screen technology. That's what I'm going to build. I decided to go with red. I'm going to do a red rear projection screen that picks up a white level. It's going to look pretty sick. So that's what I'm going to design, a color rear projection screen. I never did one of these before. Have I done a color rear projection screen before? We did black. We can do a different color. We can put that shifting technology, put contrast on it to give that away the whoof. So let me see. What do you want to go with? I can change colors if I want. You can make it blue. if I do a cyberpunk setup for my i9, I can make the screen blue and I can make the neon around it yellow. Ooh. Rear blue projection screen. Haha, he was like round, like he already knew. Like round. Well, I don't think we ever did a blue rear projection screen. We're going to design one. How come we don't have one? We did color screens before. We never did them in rear. Oh, we had to make one. I think the red might be impressive. We did black already, so we've done that to death. So we have to do one. Taco. We're going to make a rear red project or blue. We'll do a blue one? We'll do a blue one. We'll do a blue one. Yeah, we'll do a blue one. That'll be nice. Now, keep in mind, it can't be transparent. So you can't see the projector on the other side. It has to be solid blue, but an image has to be to push through it, which we can do that with no problem. But that's going to be interesting because we don't want the lamp glare pushing through. Well, that would be interesting. Did we make this thing already? I gotta check my archives right here. Did we make a rear? Now I gotta check and see if we did do this. Did we make a rear blue projection screen? Yeah, you ready to go? See that? I'm ready to go. I'm leaving in a few minutes. And that's funny. I'll go home and I'll do the same thing. I'll do this. Jump on my desk and get something to eat. He'll eat something to eat. He'll watch his TV and or just do the same thing. What we do when we get back home. Just this. Because I research all day. That's what I like to do. I like to research. I sit there and look up all kinds of stuff. I sat there and literally watched the whole entire documentary on how fire escapes were made. Because I just was walking down the street one day and I seen this guy pulling this lever and the fire escape came down. I'm like, huh, it's got a pulley system with a weight system on it. Like, who invented this? Who made the fire extinguisher? I'm sorry, the fire escape. So I went online and looked up this whole documentary on fire escapes, which was freaking crazy fascinating. There's just so much information in the world, man, that we just pass by every single day. That's just so fascinating. The people have built and designed stuff. I like to find inventors who make all this stuff. You ever seen what fire escape looked like in the 19 or 1720s? You know what they look like? We have it in an old building one time. It's a metal ladder. So it's a metal ladder, like a spring system, like a accordion. And it clips to the wall, and you take it out, and you basically throw it out the window, and it kind of comes down like a giant kind of, like a spring. And you climb down these things. So we had this old house, was built like in about 1700s, and there was this big box near the window. And I'm like, what's that thing? My mom was like, oh, that's a fire escape. And I was like, what? Because I'm used to the fire escapes you run up and down the side. No, it's an antique fire escape. And I don't know how that would even work because you're laying against the side of the building with the heat, and I don't know, but it's just crazy to watch. I gotta check this one real quick. Antique fire escape. Did I have it on here? Oh yeah, like that's really gonna work. We're gonna put a tunnel system made out of metal next to a building that's on fire. Oh yeah, that'll work out just fine for you. We're cooked. If you thought the sliding boards were awful like in the 1970s when they're all metal, yeah, you definitely get yourself cooked. So you can find one of those things. Yeah, fire. It's a fascinating on how whoever started this on making the fire escape. People pass by them every single day and really don't look in the history of them. Emergency escape ladder. Yeah, it was just like that. Yeah, on the inside. and they would drop it out. This is a vintage fire escape, lottie or not, just like that. So they had the ones that were made like this, and they had the ones with the wood and the panels. Good luck on that one. And then they had made ones that were made out of metal. It was a spring coil system. Yep, someone's got one right there. Yep, told you. Vintage fire escape, and we had one. And didn't know what that thing was. Like, what is that? Like, oh, it's a vintage fire escape. So the building we're at was pretty old. We ever tested out? Heck no. It 3 stories up in the building. That thing could have pulled out from the wall, but the thing was pretty well bolted in. But my brothers kind of thought about it, like, I wonder if this thing actually does work. Yeah, you're gonna fall to your death. Yep. O-scale. Call it an O-scale system. Boy, aren't you glad somebody invented the fire escape? Yeah. Because at first I'm going to be throwing a ladder out the window and you'll be going down with it. And yep, that's what we had. It was this big old metal spring. I was like, what the freak is that? That was part of the radiator. What is that? And Mom was like, oh, it's a fire escape. Actually, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting studying that. So what if you're on like we got 3-story home? What if you're on like something like a 5 or 6 story? I would not even trust that going down. Somebody thought of the idea of a tube. Now I can see if the fire was in the back was nowhere near you at the end of the day. That would be a good idea, but I don't know about that. And then yeah, you got windows that explode from extreme heat, and you're walking out running with no. There you go. Somebody came with the ingenious idea of making a sliding board. Oh, I see. So they got the rails pushed out from the building. That wouldn't be a bad idea if it was pushed out from the building. And if you had that side over there that was made to be heat resistant, that wouldn't be bad at all. That would actually be a pretty cool idea right there. But I guess that would help. Yeah, if you were up on the 3rd floor, I'd say that'd be a bit of a wild ride. 4th floor would be a wild ride, but if you're on the 16th floor, oh my God, and you're coming through that sucker at the end of the day, jeez, coming down at Mach 5. Oh my goodness, that would be freaking crazy. I'm pretty much done here. I'll tell you something. I was thinking about it'd be funny if cats could drive cars. Cats could drive cars. They would have the highest insurance ever because cats would have zoomies. Can you imagine the cat behind a Hellcat? Pretty much would probably the car they would drive. There's a Hellcat, and all of a sudden they got the zoomies, and they just took off with 0 to 60, boom, just took off and got to the light like, sorry, officer, I got the zoomies. That is crazy, because I watched them over there just back and forth, they charge them, ticks off. Like, man, can you imagine if cats could drive cars? The zoomies, my goodness. But yeah, it's interesting. You should look at the research on the fire escape. It's interesting because a lot of people died without these things. They did. A lot of people died without fire escapes. You gotta look at the things that you have in life that you never take for granted. Like, medical equipment. You know what I mean? At one point, they never sanitized that stuff. People died from hepatitis and all kinds of poison and everything from surgical equipment. They never cleaned it. They never sterilized anything. They never sterilized anything. They just washed their hands and went to work on you. And people died from infections. So all that stuff like that. Check it out and see exactly, how interesting that is. And these things have been around for a while and just interesting on where they came from, who started it, everything. Look at that. That's awful, right there. People got to jump to their death. Kid and little girl jump to their death, escaping a fire. That's why people got tired of this kind of stuff, man. Somebody decided to invent something better. We've been putting out fires. I mean, I understand we advanced in fire technology, but gotta have something more advanced than that to stop people from dying in fires. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. Women falling from a fire escape. That's horrible. I guess somebody felt the same way back then. So, just watching people fall to their deaths. Though at the end of the day, that there has to be a better way to get people out of a building when it catches on fire. I say flood that sucker. At the end of the day, put a hefty fire water system in there. I understand your stuff is going to get destroyed, but I'd rather have my stuff destroyed than burn to death in a building at the end of the day. But there has to be a way to basically, some way to get these buildings to basically, someone's got to come with a better idea. That's awful. Whatever happened to those whatchamacallit? They had these guns that fired these powder units into fire that just extinguished them really quick. I'll tell you one thing, I see a good part of these machines being developed. I hate to say it may take jobs away. Probably will. That having a machine that replaces the fireman. I hate to say it's the wrong thing to say it is. People need their jobs in the day. Maybe they can give them something other jobs they can do. But a machine can walk through a burning building. It's faster, it's quicker. It can walk through walls, whatever it has to do at the end of the day. Yeah, it's pretty much indestructible. On top of that, there's equipment that can be hooked up to it. Imagine you can have a machine that's hooked up to a sprinkler system that can walk into an area and basically extinguish a fire easily. It can't suffocate, can't panic, can't do any of that stuff. And that saved thousands of lives, especially people who work for the fire department have to go into those burning buildings. I could imagine that. Then they walk into a burning building, being on top of a roof that can cave at any given time. Machine or cave, go through a roof, get back up. They can make them fire resistant. And they can be designed to carry massive amounts of water to be able to basically cool a building down easily. But the sad thing about it is, it takes away jobs. It does. That's why I said sooner or later you're going to have these machines fighting wars, because you're going to look at the body count in wars. When men go across and they die in these wars, and it's better off to just put a machine in its place, because again, you don't have to worry about a soldier being killed at the end of the day. Somebody's baby boy comes home. Machine can go out there, be blown up, destroyed, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what they're going to push to try to get these machines more circulated with the humans, with people at the end of the day. Replacing police officers with machines, which is scares the crap out of me at the end of the day. I'd rather have the police officers on than I really would. I would rather have a police officer, human being, than have a machine as a police officer. No, we don't want that. But I do see something they can do with them at the end of the day. And if they figure out a way to get a kill switch on these machines that they can shut them down, where if they go haywire or something goes wrong, I guess I don't. The dogs at the end of the day are freaky. They creep me out. But the other ones are actually pretty cool to look at. But I can see jobs that they can do at the end of the day that would basically save other people's lives. Now, if there was a way that they could, I think this would be nice. Let them take over the job for the fire department. The fire department still get paid. Same thing at the end of the day. Let them still get paid. Imagine they did all the jobs for everybody. I don't want to think about that either. Surgical work. There's just some things machines shouldn't be involved in. But I guess basically you would end up like Wall-E. Because machines would do all the work, and then after a while people just become bleh. But anyway, it's just interesting to think about it. You have to figure out where to put them at. You don't want to make them gigantic machines that basically can build. And you ever seen Big O? And they have machines when they have these wars, these fights between these robots. and these robots would fight each other. They would tear up half the city, and then later on they would have these machines coming. These were giant robots that would rebuild the city like giant Legos. You know what, those things walking around. Other than that, I thought that'd be a pretty cool idea. Robot fireman. The dog. The robot fireman. Ain't too far off from my, Japan has one already. So there has to be a way where it works both ways. We still need the humans for the fire department. We still need them. But the machines, on the other hand, will cut down on casualties and death. Because, again, they can basically bring in, like I said, water systems, whatever is used to fuse fire. On top of that, you're talking about a machine. You're talking about something today that can't, it's not going to have any fear of fire. It's not going to have any fear of smoke or anything whatsoever. Its building collapses on top of it. It can maintain and still be able to function on top of that. And if you design it with a system that's designed to disperse water everywhere, yeah. And then you figure out a way where the people who work for the fire department are still going to be needed in that structure. Because they are still going to be needed. Dangerous buildings with explosives and all that stuff they have in there, very, very, very serious areas or hazards, those machines can go in and take care of that. They'll cut down on human casualties, and the fire department would still be needed in there at the end of the day. I think that'd be a fantastic idea. And they're talking about all that doing surgery from an office, like in somewhere in another country, and someone can operate in you. No, we're not doing that. No barbers and nothing involving razors and all that stuff. We can pass on all that freaking nightmares. Oh, can you imagine? That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? That'd be pretty cool right there. Why does he have a flamethrower? Building caves in. A robot's designed to basically shelter anybody. They can cave on this one. Hurt him at the end of the day. It's designed for it. And I always think about the future. I always think about what we can do with all the technology that we have. You can even operate drones through there. I'm just very truthful. Honestly, yeah, they should have drones. The fire department should definitely have drones. They should have the same kind of stuff the military has, where they can basically see, you know, where drones can go to. They can operate a drone that can run through an area that's a burning building. That thing can see things that they can't see at the end of the day. And they can read it. Why don't they have the same technology military has? They can run scouts right through the building. This would be fantastic for forest fires, all that at the end of the day. Naysayers will contact me back and go, oh, you just rambled on about this. I didn't ramble on. Talking about things in the future, education things, as you should be doing. You should be cracking books and learning about this kind of stuff. So closed-minded. Closed-minded people don't learn nothing. People like to think outside the box. There's the reason why the world is the way it is now. Why we have all these amazing things before us, because someone decided to think outside the box. Next time you think about everybody being so weird and because they want to do crazy stuff at the end of the day, you look around at all this stuff that you have. You ever done the research on a refrigerator before? It's quite fascinating. on the research and documentary of a refrigerator, your washing machines, all that stuff, everything. It's interesting that somebody just came along and said, you know what? I'm sick and tired of burying my food in the earth to keep it cold. I want an actual refrigerator. Something, a box that can put things in and keep them cold. So if that sounds crazy, who's going to buy something like that? I think the world's going to buy something like that. Can you imagine at the time of invention, when invention was pure, and someone would just sat around and said, you know what? I'm going to invent a device to put your food in to keep it cold. And all his friends are probably like, well, how are you going to do this? It's like a cooling system, you know, like it constantly pushes air and it's cold and you can keep your food fresh. You don't have to worry about going bad or anything like whatsoever. That's crazy. Like, no one will buy anything like that. And the guy was like, you really think you can make something like that? But you have the naysayers telling me, I don't think anyone would buy anything like that. Like, why would you want that? Aren't you satisfied with just burying your stuff in the earth because the earth is cold and bury it down there? Is it? No, I see change. I just see a future. I see something different. Something that will change the world. And now we have refrigerators. First refrigerator. First refrigerator was made in 1837. Actually, we got one more than that. We got one at 1748. I studied all this stuff, man. Radios, refrigerators, first broadcast, all that stuff. And it just kept improving on it. Look at the numbers. It just kept improving, making it better, making it better. Like somebody putting a computer in a refrigerator, which is pretty cool. First refrigerator. Somebody just invented an idea to keep your food cold. In the history of the refrigerator where we started from. The washing machines, the iron, stuff like that. You ever look at the inventions that they had in the 1960s and appliances compared to what we had now? The stuff they had in the 1960s was basically better than what we have now. And these refrigerators right here, some of them are still running to this day. When refrigerators we make today break down too much, too often. They built things right back then. Things were built to last. Things today are not built to last. They're built for you to replace. That's what they're for. Remember the stainless steel refrigerators everybody's buying up? They figure out your fingerprints will be stuck on them. Kids would have marks all over the screen, all over the refrigerator was all marked up with fingerprints, and they make them fingerprints proof now. Like the ice box. Wow, that's the ice box. Did you know they had a box for your sugar? Called a sugar box. Yep. It was a special box for your sugar, because it had a lock box for your sugar, because sugar was rare to get. If you had sugar, it was very expensive and it was rare to get. Vintage sugar box. So these were sugar boxes back then. They had locks on them. Because sugar was rare and hard to get. And like you go into a store and just picking up a bag of sugar, it was rare to get sugar at the end of the day. Cocoa was actually made for rich people. So every time you sit up there and you have a cup of cocoa, you remember that way back then, that cocoa, cinnamon, salt, pepper, all that stuff that you take for granted today was only for the rich. It wasn't for certain folks. Only for the rich. Cocoa was a luxury. Cocoa was a luxury drink only for the rich. I was sitting there drinking a cup of cocoa, and I started thinking about, where did cocoa come from? Who started it? What was it for? Where did it come from? And yeah, cocoa was only designed for the rich. Oh, I should have put down. The history on cocoa only made for the rich. See? Why was cocoa only for the rich? It's only made for rich people. If you got cocoa back at that particular time, 17th century, he was a very lucky person. See right here it says? Why was cocoa available only to the rich in the 17th century? Yeah, 17th century. Cocoa was for rich people. Everyday Joes, like the royalty, only got cocoa. I don't care if you was a nobleman and you made good money at the end of the day. It was only for royalty only. So every time you have a cup of cocoa, you remember that the very cocoa that you can get out of a store just like that was only made for the royal rich. That's it. See? During the 1700 to 17th centuries, drinking chocolate became very popular among the elite of Europe, and was believed to be Anastasia, I can't pronounce that, sorry about that, people, expensive due to the high transportation cost, how much it cost, and import duties. So basically, astonishing. Let's learn that word. Transportation of cocoa is very expensive. One loss. Ho, 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 ho. Are you kidding me? This is why you look up stuff at the end of the day. So basically, this particular was used for a substance that was thought to be an increase for sexual desires and performance. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Well, I'm telling you, people in the 1700s, what a hoot. You know what's interesting too, on top of that? When you think about the history of the world, that 1700s, 1800s, 1900s, right, that era, there's a whole colony of people. A whole colony of people with schools, religion, and beliefs, and they don't even exist anywhere anymore. You know how insane that is? In the 1700s, people lived just like me and you, and they had wives and husbands, and they had cattle and land, and they lived, they went to school, and they worked jobs, and they were rich, and they were poor, and that entire century of people are gone. There's none in this era at all, period. You know how crazy that is? It's funny, when you go back to these colonial places, people actually lived in these places, and there's nothing to be found. Like it's actually, like it never existed. If these people never existed at all. An entire colony of people gone. Only thing they're found in history books. Written in books, that's it. Only memory of them. That's crazy when you think about that. You can have ancestors, people that basically their bloodlines date down to that timeline, but that entire race of people are gone. People of the Egyptian era, gone. You got people that are Egyptian, yes, it's in their bloodline, it carries through their bloodline, but that entire group of people are gone, which is pretty crazy. That timeline, I'm not talking about the Egyptian race is still there, yes, but I'm talking about that era that they lived in is gone. How they studied, how they went to school, how they ate, how they fed, all that stuff, it's gone. It's all gone. If you go back to Egypt right now, it's not practicing from BC and AC. No. It's all gone. You just had remnants of it that showed that it did exist. You know, like potter vessels and clothing and stuff like that you would have, and antiques and artifacts and stuff, showing that that era did exist. But that particular timeline is gone. A new timeline is taking its place. Now you look at Israel and Egypt and places like that. It's not based on that. It's still based on the religion and beliefs and all that. But that particular timeline, their technology has advanced now. And that era and that timeline is not there. They're now driving in cars, and they got computers and all that stuff, TVs and stuff, all that advanced. But that entire era of basically how people have lived and survived is gone. I realized that when I was looking at the colonial Christmas. You know, when to go back to that era, of course I wouldn't have done well. But anyway, when to go back to colonial Christmas, and you know, I like colonial Christmas. I like the whole timeline of the colonial Christmas. I like the old Scrooge thing and all that stuff like that. I like that. But that whole era is gone. People try to reenact it and bring it back, but that whole era is completely gone. So one day, our era, though this will be gone. Something else will take its place. And we'll be in books, in museums, and people will be reading about us. Yeah, you know, there's people back there in that particular era. Yeah, you remember that? Yeah. Yeah, cars that ran off gas, and they were trying to work off electricity, but, you know, hey, they tried their best, but, yeah, they'll be talking trash about us. Freaking cavemen. Oh, my goodness. They'll have our computers and all our stuff sitting up in museums and stuff. Wow, this is vintage, man. This is super vintage. Like our most high advanced technology would consider to be vintage. Like looking at the record players from the Titanic. They'll be looking at our stuff the same way. Like, wow, man, people really lived like that back then? Like, yeah, they did. You ever watch Demolition Man? In Demolition Man, they talked about our era. Talked about how violent we were. We're brutal. We're cavemen. As they described us as cavemen. Brutal, violent, destructive. That's what we were. We were our worst enemies at the end of the day. And somehow in that era of Demolition Man, they figured out how to basically work in unity without violence. So basically our era with all the destruction and violence and wars and stuff was in museums. We were considered to be barbarians. And it's just like if you watch Terminator and you see the kids shooting each other with the guns, and the boy looks at him and says, "We'll never change." He says, "You're meant to self-destruct." That's you. That's what you are. You're meant to self-destruct. There's no way to change it. That's what you are. It's kind of crazy when he sat there and said, "Will we ever change?" Because he's from the future. And that's one of the Terminators. And he said, "Will we ever change?" He said, "No. You're meant to self-destruct. You're meant to destroy yourself. That's what you are." So that's what I find funny about Demolition Man. How basically in the museums they just show the riots and wars and all this stuff, and they were like, "Wow, people were that brutal. We're cavemen. We're considered to be the barbarians of the generation." If you think about it, right? Earth is the ghetto of the universe. Now, before you sit there and say, "How is that possible?" Well, if you look at like all the other galactic planets, if they were true, I don't believe in other galactic planets, but if we did have them, if you notice, they fight to pretty much wipe out other planets. You know what I mean? Like they're all unified to wipe out other planets. We're the only people that got our own rockets pointed at ourselves. And keep in mind, we are pretty much what you call the urban legend of aliens. Think about it. Now you're an alien, right? You land on any other planet. What's going to happen at the end of the day? They'll probably either just accept you, or at the end of the day, they'll probably like trying to figure out what's your business of being on that planet. Like, are you hostile? Are you violent? Are you whatever? Just the same thing. Like, this is another country. What are you all about? But on Earth, we're the nightmares, because if you land on our planet, what'll happen is we'll shoot you out of the sky. Oh yeah, we'll track you down, we'll shoot you out of the sky, and once you hit the ground, we will track you down. And then we will end up in some weird lab where we'll dissect you into many pieces and study your body to see how you're made. Your flying saucer will be dismantled. And we'll take your technology and engineer it into our technology. Now, would that sound like a planet you would want to land on? No. Or I think aliens probably look at our planet like, look at these guys at the end of the day. Gee whiz Louise. Well, when we go there, we're not coming there friendly. We're going to blast that place and take it apart. And there you go. You wonder why aliens, when we do movies, they're so hostile to Earth? Because Earth is a very hostile planet. If there were aliens, which I don't believe, that have been studying Earth for years, and especially they've been studying our TV shows, which is actually not a bad, good idea, they'll notice that any flying saucer or any alien that lands on this planet is automatically shot down. Now, once in a while, they'll probably bump into some foreign folks out there that will treat them real nice at the end of the day, but eventually it will still end up with the government trying to take them out. So, if you've seen that and you have an intergalactic starship that can literally take out a planet, how would you come down and greet Earth? Pretty sure the first minute you would basically hit the Earth's atmosphere, automatically be a code red. You'd have firefighter, you have jets in the air already. How many people think they'll sit there and wait? They'll probably sit there and just say, you know what, just chill and have this waiting game with them and see how long it takes for them to attack us so we can just level the planet and just go. Now, honestly, I would think in this decade right now, if there was such thing as alien life from another planet, and they did happen to come to Earth, I think we would take a shot at it. I guarantee you. I guarantee we would. We wouldn't communicate with it at all, period. We would try to figure out a way how to take it down, basically so we can study and research it. That's it. And chances are, if they did come here, I don't think they'll be friendly at all, because I wouldn't be. There's no way in the world. You think I'm going to bring my ship over here and you guys are going to attack my ship for no reason whatsoever? Oh, heck no. I'm coming here with a death ray. You're done. I'll cut your planet clean in half and go about my business. Yeah, that's the reason why they attacked the planet, when you think about it. We're the ghetto. When I sat there and talked to a bunch of guys on the forum site, I said, no, there's no such thing as aliens, first of all. And if they did come to Earth, they'd be hostile toward us. We do crazy stuff at the end of the day. Any flying saucer comes here, they're automatically going to think that, okay, who launched the rocket? Where did it come from? Is it from their side? It's not from their side, then we have to basically go into defense mode, and they'll launch fighter planes, and fighter planes will pick up on this thing at the end of the day and say, hey, look, we got some kind of unidentified flying object. We don't know what it is. What do you want us to do? And they'll sit there and go, respond back. What do you want us to do? Like, what do you want us to do? And they'll say, take it out. Because rather they take it out, they don't know where it came from. If it's a test, they don't know what it is, but they know one thing: it's flying in their airspace at the end of the day, and that's an automatic shoot down. So they hit this thing, and it does no damage to it, and its weapons are far more advanced than ours. What's going to happen next when it discharges the fire on us? We're gone. And mind you, whatever that thing is over there, whatever's up in outer space, is far bigger. Because the mothership is always there. If you learned anything from anything about alien movies, the mothership isn't that far away. It's out there in orbit, just sitting there chilling, watching and monitoring its ships out there and going, okay, that's the game we want to play at the end of the day? Not a problem. And they don't even bring the mothership down. They bring another version of a ship that's a little bit bigger, like an aircraft carrier, that comes down. They don't bring the mothership down. The mothership is huge. That's the one they sit back and they fire up that cannon and turn us into another star. There we go. But aliens don't exist. Fun story, right? Really fun story. But yeah, truthfully, think about it. You're a bunch of alien kids sitting around like, yeah, don't never go to Earth. Never. Get your license to fly your little flying saucer. You can go to any planet you want. Don't go to Earth. The barbarians down there. They will shoot you down. I'm pretty sure they tell horror stories about us. They will shoot you down, and not only will they shoot you down, they will basically take you to a lab, and they will cut you up in pieces, and they'll tear apart your ship. Don't ever go there. Never go to that planet, ever. Yeah, I guarantee you. But are they wrong? No, they're not wrong. At all. Look what happened to E.T. Even though the people treated them well, but the government still came in and tracked them down, didn't they? Oh, heck, yeah, they did. What do you think would have happened if they would have caught him? Yeah, they would have dissected him. That's why they would have took him apart. That's why they would have did all kinds of tests on him, which, AKA, would be torture. So, yeah. So you're up there and you're basically studying the airwaves, and you're basically watching all this TV and go, wow, man, Earth has wars, and the destruction they have down there is unfreaking believable. It's a barbaric planet. Like, they're better off not being here. And there are literally breaking movies that people have made movies about that, about aliens have come to Earth, not real, not for real, but have come to Earth and said, man, Earth is a barbaric planet. It needs a reset. We need to get rid of it. Just blow it up. Regardless on how the other parts of Earth that are really nice. And which I find funny about these movies, because I found this one movie about how these aliens were meant to come here to observe Earth and they wanted to destroy it. Their plan was to destroy Earth. But they got caught up in Earth. They got caught up on the other side. They thought Earth was something barbaric and people killed each other all day long, and it's just a waste of time. It's just a short, put a star there that actually is worth everybody's time to look at. And they got down there and they got hooked on the planet. They went to concerts and shows and had food and all this stuff and got a chance to experience Earth for the first time. Something like Third Rock from the Sun, same thing. And they ended up liking it so much they didn't want to go back home. They actually liked Earth better than their own planet. They found their own planet was actually boring compared to Earth was actually alive. They loved it. That's the interesting part they try to put there too. But the sad thing about it, they'll always be hunted while they're here, because you have that other half. And then they got to turn around and turn on their own people because they really don't want to destroy the world, because they found that it's a beautiful place. Yeah, it has some bad parts to it, but it also has some wonderful parts to it too. That's the same thing about Third Rock from the Sun. But eventually they went home. If you saw the ending of Third Rock, they went home. But they didn't want to go. The giant head. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I got to form sites. I got people I talk to about stuff. At the end of the day, we have discussions about crazy things about the world and stuff like that. One of the things I like to talk about is basically like outer space, more stuff like that. And we talk about how aliens, if aliens did exist, how would they perceive Earth? Like how would they perceive our planet at the end of the day? You know, you look at Star Trek and you got everybody wearing the same uniform. Everybody from that planet has the same uniform. Everybody from that planet has the same uniform. And you go to our planet, everybody has different uniforms on, different armies, and they're all fighting each other down here. And their worlds fight other worlds, because other aliens come to their worlds to fight their worlds, and they all fight unifying to fight other worlds. We actually fight each other. So, yeah, that's why they consider us to be the ghetto of the universe. But we are also, too, the most interesting planet on the face of the planet of all universes, because when they get down here, we're like no other. And a lot of them, when they come down here, if, you know, it's true, they don't want to come back. Because everything down here is different. Like, watch the comb heads. You know what I mean? They come here and they don't want to go home. Because things are different. There's another couple ones like that. There's a couple ones, like a couple movies like that, where they came to Earth and they freaking just didn't want to go back. They lied and everything. So we have to be down there for more research and break it up. That's it. Didn't want to go back. Alf was another one. Alf crashed here. He crashed here. Which is funny about Alf when he came here, because Alf, the people who took an Alf, he actually worked for the for NASA, and he was actually harboring an alien. And it's funny because Alf had these big blocks of gold on his ship. And gold ain't worth nothing on their planet. Gold is just a rock down here. Styrofoam is worth more money over his planet. And when he came here and he saw it, they were taking out, open the TV and all this stuff. Oh my God! Like, he freaked out, like, because it was styrofoam's worth so much money on their planet. But he was saying, yeah, you know, he was showing them the gold brick that he had, and he was showing them, and they were freaking out with the gold brick. He was like, what? It's a paperweight. Nothing is worth it. The planet is littered with this stuff. So his planet eventually is littered with diamonds, jewelry, gold, all this stuff that's valuable to us. They consider junk, and other stuff we consider junk is valuable to them. Like styrofoam, cardboard, all that stuff is valuable to them. Ain't that kind of crazy? That's where he went out, and the guy was trying to tell him that the gold was worth a lot of money. He was like, really? Like, I can get something? He bought a Ferrari. Alf buys a Ferrari. Alf? And we got internet. We're on it right now. What are you telling me on internet? We have internet. Alf buys a Ferrari. Literally bought a Ferrari. Because he didn't know what he had. He had a block of gold on him. And didn't realize it. And the guy was like, do you have any idea how much that's worth? And he was like, what, this? It's a paperweight.
What can I tell
Kathy. My parents aren't home yet. Oh, don't worry. I'm going to get the car. They already said I could use it. No, I promise we won't miss the concert. Bye. If we miss that concert...
From my broker. Broker? What broker? The one I hired to sell the gold from my spaceship.
Wait. Let's just take this one step at a time. You bought a car.
Yes. The papers are in that envelope.
You have gold.
Had gold. All the plumbing on my ship was gold. Except for the bidet. That was platinum.
See, the stuff that's valuable to us is junk to them. He had gold on his ship. Didn't even know what it was worth on Earth. He bought a Ferrari.
Al! This is the most wonderful present anyone has ever given me.
Oh, you're just saying that.
No!
I don't know. All I did was turn the engine on. Before I knew it, I was on the freeway.
What freeway?
That's funny. That is the most hilarious thing I've ever heard in my entire life. It came with this big brick of gold. And he was like, hey, I forgot I had this. It was a big old piece of gold. And I was like, where'd you get that from? He says, it's on my ship. My flying saucer, yeah. So when they're playing styrofoam, it's worth a lot of money. Cardboard, stuff down here ain't worth jack. It's worth a lot of money, and they're playing it. And over here, yeah, their stuff is worth more. I thought that was so funny watching our house. It's a shame the guy who actually, the puppeteer actually did this guy, he passed away. The little boy passed away. He passed away. I think she's still alive. I think the mother, I don't know yet. The mother's still alive. Hold on for a minute. The cast of Alf. No, you got internet. Stop it. The cast of Alf. So let's see. It's a shame I can't. When I go through this to see if they're still alive, hopefully they were saved. She's 55 years old. She was born in 1969. She's actually wait a minute. I'm 55. Now I gotta look up something real quick. Am I 55 or am I 56? I hate that when it happens. I really do. Could be by a couple of months. Well, she was born 1959. I was born 1968. If you were born September the 29th, 1968, how old would you be? Yeah, I'm 55. Ah, she got me by months. I was about to say, yeah. Bam, I had to say that. Okay, good. Go back to this real quick. Yeah, so she's 55. She's still alive. I know she was still alive. I was wondering if the mother was still alive. I had to watch this show. Yeah, she's 75. She's still alive. Yeah, she was born in 1948. The father, he passed away. He passed away in 20... he passed away, about my mouse. He passed away in 2019. Yeah, life is short. It really is short. I think this is the puppeteer. Yes, the puppeteer did Alf. He's still alive. He's 71. And he just passed away. He died. He passed away. He died, and he was in his. He wasn't old either. He wasn't very old. In his 40s or something. He passed in 2024. That was a shame. In Cali, he died in Los Angeles, California. That is a shame. Heat exhaustion in his car. His dog passed away in the car of heat exhaustion. He was 46 years old, still very young. That's a shame. This is the guy who played out. That's the guy who wore the uniform. He passed away. was the guy. He did a lot of movies. He did The Wizard of Oz, stuff like that. He was actually 2 feet and 9 inches. Can you imagine that? That's awesome. 2 feet and 9 inches. And I bet you everybody made it sound like the world was against him. He became a famous actor. That's what I said. You put your heart into it, you can do anything you want to do. That is quite impressive. Nearly all these people passed away. Only 2 people are still alive, surviving on the show, most likely. Right, yeah, you look at that and you think life is short. It is. You can gain the world and all its fame and all its riches and still can't stop time. You can't stop it. It's going to happen one way or another. Just have to make sure you're prepared and ready for where you're going. I used to love that show. When did Alf come out? 1986. I was in lockup.
September 22nd, 1986.
Because I remember when the show
According to
came out, I was locked up.
Alf is an American television sitcom that aired on NBC from September 22nd, 1986 to March 24th, 1990.
Four seasons. Alright, people, it's late. I gotta go. Enjoy your time. I think I'm gonna go to one of my forum sites tonight and just chatter about all kinds of stuff. Because that's what I like about my forum sites. People are going there and chat with. Guy going there, they talk about outer space conspiracies. Is there life on the moon? Is there life in different planets and stuff like that? And I like these different rooms because no one's in there screaming and yelling at each other. No one's calling anybody bonkers or crazy or nuts. Everybody basically accepts everyone's opinion. It's just a discussion where we go in there and we just talk. And I think it's interesting. Learn some stuff at the end of the day. You learn some crazy stuff. You learn some other stuff. But at the end of the day, everybody respects everybody's opinions. So I think we got to start a topic about, is Earth the ghetto of the universe? Is Earth the ghetto of the universe? Is Earth the ghetto of the universe? There's actually literally a topic on that. Why do you not? Right, how Earth is the ghetto of the universe. There's literally a topic. Yep, is Earth the ghetto of the universe? Probably thinking like, look at them down there. They got all those natural resources down there on their planet. Don't even know what to do with it. Because, you know, they're advanced minds at the end of the day. Don't know what to do with it. Don't really know how to operate the planet correctly. We need to go down there and show them how it's done by taking over their planet. Yeah, what are the resources all the Earth has? You're not even using the planet at 100%. Like, really, like 20% to using the planet. And they're wrecking it while they're doing it. It's kind of like Star Trek. When the whales were aliens. Whales were these intergalactic whales were aliens. And they left some of their people behind, and they left. And they came back and found out that the people of Earth had slaughtered their people and killed them, and the whale hunts and all that stuff. So they decided to drown the Earth. And they came over and they had this big mothership, and it started to rain. Every day it was raining, and the Earth was filling up with water. So they said the only way, because they're going by what they're seeing in videos. They're not going by what people are basically trying to stop these whale. People are slaughtering, killing whales for their oil and for their fat and all that. They didn't see those. They just saw those videos. They're like, okay, that's what we want to do. We'll just kill all of you. So they flew over top Earth and they started flooding the Earth. So they said, look, you got to bring us back a whale. No. The whales did all go extinct. They did. They killed them all. They went extinct. Because I remember it's the Star Trek, it's in the future. I remember that. The whales did go extinct. They killed them all. And the people that were living there are from the future. And the whales came in to just contact one of their people. And they said, look, we can't find anybody. You people killed our people at the day while we were down there. So they decided to murder their people. And that's when they were flooding the earth. So in Star Trek, they had to go back in time to our era to find one whale to bring them back to them. And that's what they did. Oh, man, I need to find that one again. That was a good one, man. Star Trek, where the whales were going to destroy the world. No. Star Trek, where the whales were going to destroy the world. Oh, come on. You can't find it. Don't say go no internet. I might watch that tonight. Star Trek, where the whales were going to destroy the world.
According to Wikipedia, intent on
Star
returning
Trek
home
4.
to Earth to face consequences for their actions in the previous film, the crew of the USS Enterprise finds the planet in grave danger from an alien probe attempting to contact now extinct humpback whales.
Yep. That was the funniest Star Trek ever. Spock was actually acted almost like he was human. It was hilarious. So bottom line is, yeah, they came back long after whales were extinct. They'll find one of their own and couldn't find anybody. Found that they murdered all the whales. And they came in and said, you know what? Okay, we're just going to kill all you people. So they bought this big mothership came in and it rained every day. I mean, not hard rain. So they were going to drown the world. Technically, they're going to drown everybody. So pretty much they had to go back through time to bring back a whale to explain to them what happened. And apparently it wasn't the extinction of, it wasn't caused by man, it was by something else that caused the extinction of the whales. But it was crazy. Wait, where's the keyboard incident? Star Trek 4, the keyboard. No. I'm going to see the video with the keyboard. Sorry, people, I'm been out of here. Having fun. Go back home, go back to do the same thing. We don't do any live streams at home. And I'll tell you why. I told you I had problems with weirdos on my channel doing weird stuff. I got my people that I talk to on my computer, people that I deal with, has nothing linked with YouTube or nothing. Can't do things on YouTube. There's many problems. That's why we gotta go to court for that dumb nonsense. They're stalking us. Oh, the keyboard incident. He started off all slow. So there was something that they were trying to build. They were trying to build this tank to put this whale in. They couldn't figure out how to thick or how to make it. They couldn't figure out the mathematical equation, how to put it all together. And he just figured it out just like that. He's an engineer. And he's like, what the freak? Like, where did you guys come from? Because they want a whale. They need a whale from them. And he said, we can't give you a whale. He said, well, we do you a favor, we'll get one of the whales. And the guy was like, well, you can figure out how to put this containment unit or this whale we got to put in. So we can't figure out how to do it. And he showed him how to do it. He just made that man a very rich man.
Transparent aluminum? What's the ticket value?
He's going to be so rich, it's not even funny. Yeah, I'm going to go back and watch this. Star Trek 5. I'm definitely gonna watch this again. This was epic. So movies were good. All right, people, we gotta go. Going home. Tacos. Oh, ready, boys, ready, ready to go. Look at the face one. Like, man, come on, man. Got things to do. Got things to do. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go on right now. Got caught up in this right now. My bad. I'm gonna go on and just do the same thing anyway. Look at his face. Look at his little yawnies. His little yawnies. Oh, are you tired? Showing your little tiger teeth. Showing your tiger teeth. Showing your tiger teeth. Yawn. 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 Oh, you look like get the camera out of my face. Well, I love you too, Mr. Sunshine. Kaboom. Why is your mouth halfway open? Oh, there's the yawny tiger teeth. Oh, tiger teeth. Tiger teeth. All right, gotta go, people. Thank you all, and God bless.